Hello and welcome here to Blacksburg, Virginia, here in Castle Coliseum, where today the Boston College Eagles travel from all the way from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, to take on the Virginia Tech Hokies in this ACC basketball matchup. These two teams met a short 2 weeks ago, where the Boston College Eagles used a dominant second half to prevail over the Hokies 61-56. Hello, my name is Andy Loce. Joined alongside me today is Drew Roberson here at Castle Coliseum. And Drew, we got an excellent game on our hands today between two teams that are trying to figure out their identity here in February.
Andy, we sure do have a great matchup here in Castle, an ACC matchup of two teams that have the same record in the conference at 5-7. But in that meeting a couple weeks ago, you wouldn't have thought that. People were saying Virginia Tech was going to be on the bubble for the NCAA tournament, and if they win and play well down the stretch, they might be a lock to get into that tournament. Now, things are looking a little bit different for the Hokies after 4 straight losses in conference play, 3 of those coming on the road. Only the one loss at home was to Florida State last weekend, but as we all know, Florida State atop the conference right now. So the Hokies really trying to get back to their winning ways here in Castle today.
Yeah, and last time out here at Castle, they took on the number 5 ranked Florida State Seminoles. They were in the matchup at times, but just could not get through the Seminoles. So the last time they won was actually here at this building against the North Carolina Tar Heels. That game went into double overtime. Of course, the Tar Heels have had their struggles this season, but for Hokies, they kind of just need to start stacking up these wins at this point of the year. But for the Eagles' standpoint, right now at a 5-7 record, 11-12 overall, you know, the tournament's on the outside shot looking in. So coming into this game, what would you have to say is the big key here for Jim Christian and his team?
Yeah, for Boston College, you said it, Andy, they're really on the outside looking in, and the only way that I see them getting into the tournament at this point is making a long shot run to win the ACC tournament. And so if you're Boston College, you want to get another win against a good Virginia Tech squad today, and to do that, you got to rely on your scorers. You got to rely on Jay Heath, great scorer for Boston College, really put in work against Virginia Tech last time in Chestnut Hill, and was a real key point to the victory for the Eagles in that win against the Hokies.
So we're going to read off the starting lineups today for the Boston College Eagles. We got Jarius Hamilton, Jared Hamilton, so the brothers getting the starts, Jay Heath, just like you mentioned, Derek Thornton, and Stephon Mitchell. And now you talk about how Jay Heath provided as a key factor in that victory over the Hokies, but it was also Jarius Hamilton who recorded a career-high 23 points. For the Hokies, where do you see is going to be the toughest portion of the matchup against Boston College?
Well, the Hokies have been really struggling defensively, Andy. If you ask me, I think that the number one reason for that is their lack of size that they have. P.J. Horn being the tallest person on the floor for the Hokies, and that's not saying much as he sits at 6'6", which is listed on the roster. And for the Hokies, they really just got to find a way to come together and play defense as a team and as a unit, and it starts with rebounding the basketball. When you go and you rebound collectively together as a team, you come out better on the other side of that. So I think that's what the Hokies need to focus on defensively, is not necessarily trying to run as much as they like to, but crashing the boards, getting stops on the defensive end, and making it tough for this Boston College team. Don't let them get ahead of themselves and get second chance opportunities.
Yeah, it was cold shooting in the second half up at Chestnut Hill on January 25th, which cost the Hokies. So if they're going to stay in this matchup, you got to get scoring. And speaking about scoring for the Hokies, let's start reading off their starting lineup. Landers Nolly II, Wabisa Beatty, Naheem Aline, P.J. Horn, and Tyrese Radford. So once again, Mike Young going with 3 starting freshmen. Do you like the lineup you see by the Hokies? And how has Tyrese Radford been really building up over these last few games?
Yeah, Andy, I really, really like this lineup that Mike Young has started to go to here. It's an athletic lineup. You have that leadership with Beatty at the top of the head. And Beatty's been getting a lot of slack from a lot of the media throughout the last couple of weeks because of his offensive, quote-unquote, inefficiency, but really he is the leader of this team and is the engine that makes it run. But just as much as he is, Tyrese Radford is too. Tyrese Radford is a do-it-all kind of guy, and he's going to do everything he can to help his team win, and he's the leading rebounder, sitting at 6'1", Andy. So really, for me, Tyrese Radford stands out as such a great hustle player, but he's so much more because he scores, and he's the only player on this Tech roster that seems to be able to attack the basket at a very high clip and finish well.
Radford over the last 3 games has averaged 18 points per game. Of course, today if the Hokies are going to win something different, they're going to have to stay strong throughout the game. Strong first half, weak second half was the storyline up at Chestnut Hill. And you mentioned it during the pregame stand-up that this was kind of like the downward spiral of his opponent. So what would it be like for the Hokies to grab this victory today and really try to put that loss behind them and try to look forward for the rest of the season?
Oh, it means everything to get a win today, Andy. It means absolutely everything to this Virginia Tech team, and people are starting to come in here to Castle, and the stands are starting to fill up. They want to win for their team as well. The Hokies have just been on this skid and seem to have just been almost shooting themselves in the foot a little bit in all these losses. And like I said earlier, they've been on the road. So finally, the Hokies are back at home, back in Castle, ready to get a win and ready to kind of right the ship here for the last bit of this season.
So it'll be the Boston College Eagles against the Virginia Tech Hokies here in Castle Coliseum. It's a great ACC men's basketball matchup. We'll be right back for tip-off here on 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia, where of course we have the Virginia Tech Hokies against the Boston College Eagles here in this ACC men's basketball matchup of 3304 Sports. I'm Andy Loce, joined alongside Drew Roberson on the call. Hokies right now announcing their starting lineup. We've already been over the starting lineup. So, Drew, before we get tipped off, what is the key to the game for the Eagles?
For the Eagles, it's 100% score the basketball early and often. I know it sounds very simple, and it sounds anybody can come up with that, but it's true. Jay Heath has got to get going for the Eagles early and often if they want to get a good start on the Hokies, because what Virginia Tech has done during this losing streak is get off to slow starts. And if Boston College can put them in that same position yet again, they're going to be looking in favor going forward in this one.
And now, what did you find the key for the Hokies heading into this game?
And on the flip side of that, it's letting the freshmen score, letting the freshmen do what they were comfortable with in that first half of the season, Andy, because really it felt like these freshmen weren't freshmen in the beginning half of the season for the Hokies, and now the youth has really been starting to show for the Hokies going forward, and that's been really a tough adjustment to this point for the Hokies to find that rhythm and that smooth roll that they thought that they were on. They're going to need to get back on track here today.
Well, Virginia Tech is 10-3 at home, and it is due to this crowd as Ender Seaman starts to perform in the background. And both teams coming into this game with a 5-7 ACC record. So for the Hokies standpoint right now, sitting on the outside of that bubble, needing some wins down the stretch of the season, and they're looking to grab one victory today. Or Boston College, on the other hand, going to try to get the season sweep over the Hokies after beating them 61-56 up at Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, only 2 short weeks ago.
Great atmosphere in here today, Andy. The crowd has really started to file in here in Blacksburg, and as you see, the student section packed as ever.
The crowd gets ready for basketball. It's a 12 o'clock tip-off here. Not usually a case for the Hokies here in Castle Coliseum. An early game, but that did not keep the fans in bed. They are out and about here in Blacksburg. Game was a sold-out crowd. You can see a couple more fans filling in at this point of the game, and the tip-off is underway, and here we go. Boston College win the opening tip-off. Mitchell getting possession of it and giving it now up to Derek Thornton. Eagles starting with the ball at the top of the key, working the ball around. They find Hamilton, give it back with Thornton. Thornton trying to go inside the paint, gives up to Mitchell, and Mitchell's blocked away. Good defensive stop by the Hokies to get going. Aline pushing the ball down the court. They give it off to Nolly on the right side. They now find Tyrese Radford, who cuts down the paint and gives it up to a lead. Back to Beatty, back to the right wing of Radford. Radford trying to work inside the paint there, but bounces back up for the left wing. Aline on the left wing trying to work off his defender. It's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Nolly, he's got the ISO defense on him. He goes to the paint, drives, and lays it up and in off the glass. And that's how the scoring starts here in Castle due to Landers Nolly. Thornton has it taken away by Aline. Aline working it fast down the left wing, trying to draw some contact. Does a spin move, keeps his dribble, up and one! Naheem Aline showing a little razzle-dazzle as he floats that one up in the paint. And a strong start by the Hokies here, Drew.
And there it is, Andy. Those freshmen getting started early. Landers Nolly and Naheem Aline both just attacking the rim right there on consecutive possessions. And how about the defensive effort by Virginia Tech to start off this one?
One block and one steal, and Aline trying to get the three-point play, and he does. A quick 5-0 start just over a minute into the game. Thornton dribbles the ball up the court. It gives it to Mitchell on the top of the wing. Hands off to Heath. Mitchell has the ball now on the baseline. Horn has got the big man today. A pull up there by Heath, and Heath connects for Boston College's first basket of the game.
And there it is, Andy. I told you from the beginning, Jay Heath is going to try to find his shot early and often.
Second leading scorer on points per game for the Eagles is Jay Heath with 12.4 in the year. Nolly working on his defender, tries to draw contact, shoots at the layup, no foul called. He missed everything on it, and it's rebounded by the Eagles. Mitchell working up the ball. Shot by Hamilton, and Hamilton connects. That's Jarius Hamilton. He had 23 against the Hokies back on January 25th, and just like that, a tale of 2 minutes, the Eagles tied it right back up at 5.
Yeah, Andy. Great job for Boston College just to respond to that quick momentum burst from the Hokies.
Radford spinning into the paint. Layup in. Radford with a nice drive, and he gets it to go. Hokies take the lead again, 7-5. Eagles working the ball quick down the court. Hand off to Heath. Gives up to Thornton. Thornton on top of the key. Passes on off to Jarius Hamilton. Hamilton hits the brakes and almost tries to pull up the jumper. Gives off to Thornton. Thornton on top of the key. Hands over to Hamilton. Finds Heath in the left corner. Beatty playing great defense on Heath. Thornton trying to work on Nolly. Nowhere to go. Step back jumper. And Thornton's shot is off. Rebounded by Wabisa Beatty. Beatty brings the ball up the court and finds Radford over in the right wing. Looking for Nolly, but can't find anything there, and then finds him. Puts a spin move on Thornton. Shows up, tries to shoot it. It's no good, and a foul is called. It will go against the Hokies, the first foul of the game. There's a missed jumper by Landers Nolly. The foul will be called on P.J. Horn of the Hokies. So Boston College working back on the offense now with Thornton bringing the ball up the court over on the right wing. Finds Heath over in the left wing. Gives up to Hamilton. Gives it back to Heath, working around this weave on top of the key. Thornton finds Hamilton. Hamilton moving in. Trying to work off his defender. Can't get anywhere to go. Thornton staying with it on the left key. Shot clock down to 5. Pull up is good. No good by Jarius Hamilton. Had a good look at it, but can't get it to go.
Yeah, great job defensively again for the Hokies, Andy. Really just finishing possessions early on here.
Beatty finding Nolly on the opposite corner. Shot is no good and rebounded by the Eagles. It will go in the hands of Jay Heath. Jay Heath trying to work it quick. Finds Thornton, and Thornton squares up for 3. It's good. And the Eagles have their first lead of the day, 8-7. 2 3-pointers now for the Eagles. Beatty slow to bring the ball up the court, but gives it over to Radford. Radford's going to find Beatty, and Beatty stays on that left wing trying to signal over a lead. Lean staying with it, gives it now back over to Tyrese Radford. Radford trying to dribble inside, makes a good move, shot goes up and it's good. Tyrese Radford. Just on the elbow of the Hokies offensive side and able to find the bottom of the net. Hokies back up 9-8. Thornton on the corner, thought about shooting it, but tried to drive baseline. Great defense by Aline. Another three-point attempt by Mitchell, and he misses it all. And it will go out of bounds, and it'll be Virginia Tech possession, but that will bring us to our first media timeout. The Virginia Tech Hokies leading the Boston College Eagles 9-8 here in Castle Coliseum. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Castle Coliseum. The Hokies currently leading over the Eagles 9-8 with 15:25 to go. And let's take a little recap of the series that these two teams have played throughout the years. And Boston College leading the all-time series 19-13, 13-11 in ACC play. But the Boston College Eagles had the better hand of it back in the Big East play where they outbeat them 6-1. They're in the Big East together for 4 years before both of them switching over to the ACC. And a little more history about this. Mike Young, 0-2 against Boston College's coach Jim Christian. They met back in 2012 and, of course, earlier on the season. So Mike Young looking for his first ever win over Jim Christian.
And I'll tell you what, Andy, if there's anyone that wants to win more today than Mike Young, please tell me who it is, because I'm sure he's been struggling with these losses back to back to back.
Definitely needs a win now to get themselves back in tournament conversation. A lead from the left wing, and he connects from 3. Naheem Ali.
Right off the inbound there. Great job for the Hokies to get back on the board.
Naheem Ali already with 6 points for the Hokies. He is half of their scoring. And a stole right there by Landers Nolly. Nolly is going to find Radford. Radford puts on the brakes, find a lead open again. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Naheem Ali. He is now 2 of 2 from deep and 3 of 3 on the field. 15-8 Hokies. Thornton going to find Jarius Hamilton, who finds Jared Hamilton. Hamilton right now on the right wing. Finds the big man. It's Nick Popovic for the Eagles. Heath hits the brakes. Hamilton, this is Jarius. It's no good, and rebounded by who else but Naheem Ali. Find Beatty on the right wing. Back to Aline. Thought about shooting it, but pulls back. Beatty once again working on the top of the key. Takes a little step back to the VT logo. They switch men. Beatty driving inside. Puts the brakes on the block. Finds Aline. Does he have it? He does not have it right there. Rattled in and out. Eagles trying to work it back offensively. It's a Hokies' largest lead of the game, 15-8. Heath with the runner. The foul called. Nope, it's actually a travel violation. It would have been a good basket.
Again, Andy, this Hokies defense is really just stifling right now, and they're really playing well and together, and it seems more of a pressure kind of defense that Mike Young has brought out today, and probably emphasized it just a little bit here this afternoon. And here's another thing for you, Andy. If you remember early on in the season, Naheem Ali really got going early and kind of faded off. So good to see him scoring early and often here.
Couple substitutions coming in for the Hokies. Hunter Couture and Isaiah Wilkins coming in for Radford and Nolly, and Stephon Mitchell coming back in for Jarius Hamilton. Beatty finds Wilkins in the right corner, dribbles it out and gives it to Couture on the top of the key. Hand off to Beatty. Beatty, step back. Doesn't pull off. Wilkins from 3. He's going to try it, and he does. Hokies getting hot behind the arc, and Jim Christian's recognizing that as he signals for a timeout. And right now we are experiencing an 11-0 run for the Hokies due to 3 3-pointers, 2 from Aline and 1 from Wilkins. You mentioned it in the pregame. The Hokies have to get hot. They're doing that right now, and they have this lead again. But don't forget, this is how the game started 2 weeks ago in Chestnut Hill. They got a good start, but were unable to keep it going. So what does Mike Young and the company have to do to keep putting the pressure on the Eagles?
Andy, they just got to keep doing what they do best, and that's shoot the basketball. They do it the best in the ACC, and they'll take the most. They'll make the most. They do that the best in the ACC. And here's the thing for you. Doesn't it just feel like a weight has been lifted off the chest of everyone in this arena right now, that it's a Hokie fan or a Hokie player, or if you're Mike Young, just to see those shots go down? Because that's what hasn't been happening for the Hokies as of late, is the shots just haven't been falling. So it feels so, I'm sure it feels so great for all those guys down there seeing those shots go down.
Jalen Cone now subbing in for Naheem Ali, so Cone will get his first action of the game. Eagles working the ball now on the offensive side. Want to get a shot going to put a hole to this Hokies run. It's stolen away. Tip up by Couture. Give it up to Cone. Cone on the left wing. He's going to pull up the jumper, and it's good. Jalen Cone, an instant impact for the Hokies. Able to work the ball in transition and pull up from about 10 feet out. Eagles. Thornton is going to get fouled on by Jalen Cone. Thornton was trying to dribble back inside the top of the key, and Cone got in the way. That'll be his first foul. And a couple more substitutions coming in for the Hokies. John Ogiaco coming in for P.J. Horn, and Tyrese Radford coming in for Wabisa Beatty.
Yeah, Big John coming into the game for the Hokies. A big, big body in the middle of that defense for the Hokies. Really could help Hokies defensively if they'd gotten off to a great start.
Heath working the ball up to the top of the key. Gives up to Mitchell, who finds Popovic. Popovic finds Thornton. Thornton dribbling with the left hand is going to pull from the left elbow. It's no good. Popovic trying to get the rebound. He does not. John Ogiaco is able to possess the rebound and give it up to Hunter Couture. Couture at the top of the key, and he's going to get fouled by Jay Heath. Excuse me, it will be an offensive foul on John Ogiaco. It looks like an illegal screen on that play as Couture was trying to cut back over.
Yeah, Andy, and you see Mike Young kind of throw his hands up at John and just say, come on, set your feet, get in the game, be ready to play once you get in there.
Ogiaco is trying to get more minutes, of course. A lot of talent, a lot of unskilled talent right now. He's got
a lot of inexperience, Andy.
Yeah. Popovic cutting inside, and that's a relief to Jim Christian and the Eagles. It's the first basket in a while. It actually puts a stop to a 13-0 Hokies run.
And there it is, just attacking the hoop there for the Boston College Eagles.
Cone on the right wing. Got Thornton on him. Wilkins was cutting. Cone was trying to find, but he couldn't get there. Tyrese Radford from the left elbow. Shots up. It rattles all around. And rebounded by Cone. Cone with the putback.
How about that? Smallest guy on the court making a great play and putting it right back in.
Well, everyone forgot to box him out, and he said, thank you very much, and he put it right back up. Jay Heath driving inside. Going to find Mitchell. Mitchell from three, and it's good.
Yeah, just a good shot, great offense. Again, when you attack the paint like that in that previous possession, getting to the rim, the kick out is there, and the corner three wide open for Mitchell.
You wouldn't really think that Mitchell is a three-point guy, but he's got to put up great stats this year, about 7 points per game and 8 rebounds a game, and it's stolen here by Jay Heath. An unfortunate mishap by the Hokies turns into 2 points off the turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, sloppy offense there for the Hokies. Didn't really seem to get in any kind of flow on that possession.
Seemed to maybe hit off the foot of Jalen Cone, and Heath just picked it up and ran towards the basket. Cone trying to drive inside. He's going to get over Thornton. Rattles in. Jalen Cone just coming in off the bench, and he already has 6 for the Hokies.
And that's something that this Hokies team has been missing during this losing streak, Andy, is the production of Jalen Cone.
Popovic find the baseline. Mitchell trying to be there for the good cut. He lays it up. Oh, what a basket, and what a move there by Stephon Mitchell to work around Isaiah Wilkins. Hard-earned 2 points by Mitchell.
Yeah, he almost got fouled there, too.
Cone now back on the top of the key. Saying about the VT logo. Gives it up to Couture on the right wing. Couture signals to go to Radford, but doesn't go. Now he does. Radford staying up. Good move. Working with the left hand. Shots up and one. Tyrese Radford with an and one opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play, and that will bring us to our under 12 media timeout. The Virginia Tech Hokies up on the Boston College Eagles 26-17. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Castle Coliseum. We're about halfway through the first half between the Hokies and the Eagles. Virginia Tech gained a strong start offensively, up 26-17 over the Eagles. The Eagles are staying in it still at some points of the game, but the Hokies right now are working it off of transitional points and the young freshman. So Radford is out here to try to complete the three-point play. He was fouled before the timeout, and it was no good on the free throws, so he won't get all three. He'll just get the field goal on his name. Eagles now with a couple substitutions coming in. Julian Rishwain making his first appearance for the Eagles today, and he's trying to save that ball, but unable to save it. It was a patch by Popovic that went just a little bit too high for the Eagles.
Yeah, Andy, Hunter Couture came on a double team there on Popovic and really just made him throw that ball away. Great job by the Hokies, forcing the 5th turnover for Boston College so far.
Jalen Cone at the top of the key finds Radford over on the left wing. Radford trying to find Nolly. Nolly's got somewhat of a favorable matchup here, trying to back down. Finds Couture. What a pass. Unable to connect from deep was Hunter Couture. And the Eagles trying to take advantage. Rishwain had the ball in the corner, finds Thornton again. fake three there by Jarius Hamilton. Mitchell trying to take it inside. Finds Thornton. Thornton squares up from the left wing. It can't go. And rebounded by Nolly. Nolly's got some players on the side. Going to take it himself with the right hand. And Landers Nolly finishing strong up on the paint. Went to the left side but used the right hand and used a nice touch of the glass to find the bottom of the net. Thornton was around the free throw line. And a shot there by Rishwain. It's short. It hits off the front of the rim. It rebounded by Horn. Nolly going at full acceleration again. Tries to find Cone way too high for the freshman guard. Nolly working with it with some speed. And Coach Young, just a look of disbelief that Nolly was just moving way too fast for his body. He kind of was just out of control right there.
Yeah, Andy. Mike Young had his hand in his face right there on that turnover for the Hokies. But one thing he's got to be happy with is how Landers Nolly is attacking the rim right now to get easy shots close to the basket to get himself going.
So now the Eagles working with possession as they are trying to, get something going, and it looks as if there'll be a foul on the court.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call a hold there on Tyrese Radford. Just really great defensive job for the Hokies so far. It's been really intense is what I can chalk that one up to. And if you're Mike Young, you can't ever be mad at that foul.
Shot by Hamilton. It goes too strong. But a foul is going to be called on Naheem Aline. Mike Young showing an intense amount of emotion. There's a pull-up by Jarius Hamilton. The call seemed to come a little bit late there, but it looks as if contact was made on the shot.
Yeah, you got to wonder if there in that timeout break, Jim Cushing might have said something to the officials of, hey, they're playing a little bit intense right now. They're getting a little handsy on the defensive side. Guys, watch out for it a little bit, and they just did.
Jarius Hamilton connects on the first, and the other Hamilton will now check on in for the Eagles, replace Rishwain. Also, Luka Kralovic has checked in. I was just about to say that, not that many fouls called in the first 10 minutes of this game, but 2 quick fouls going against the Hokies as Jarius Hamilton makes a second free throw. So he gets both on his trip to the line, and now the score reads 28-19 Hokies. Beatty on the left wing, staying in control with it, gives up to Nolly. He's going to back off a little bit. Working on Kralovic. Foul's called. Shot hits off the back of the iron. Cannot fall, but you have 2 free throws coming up, and Nolly will have his first trip to the line on the night.
Man, he almost got that one to go too, huh?
Yeah. He was falling away from the basket. It was a very difficult shot, falling down on the left side of the paint, but he's going to try to make both free throws. He's unable to make the first one. It's the right side of the rim and bounces around. But he's going to try to salvage at least 1 point now, and he does. Hokies working back out now to a 29-19 lead. About 8 minutes ago here in the first half at Castle Coliseum. Hokies using a very aggressive start to the game. 3 of 6 from deep, 12 of 18 from the field. Great start offensively. Eagles trying to stay in it. Jared Hamilton's 3 is going to try to bank it in. Unable to go, but Mitchell with a great rebound. It goes over 3 Hokies. That's a man's move down low right there, Drew. And Mitchell was able to get that rebound and go right over top of the Hokies.
That's just a tough bucket inside. Going up and getting the offensive rebound and then finishing on 3 Hokies. Great job by Mitchell.
Beatty with a couple 360s, and he'll pull up just past the ACC, or just inside the ACC logo in the paint, and get 2 quick points there for the Hokies. A drive by Thornton was a little too strong, and it's going to go off the Hokies. But that will bring us to the under 8 media timeout. The Hokies still on top of the Eagles, 31-21 here in Castle Coliseum. We'll be right back for this on 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Blacksburg. The Virginia Tech Hokies leading the Boston College Eagles 31-21. We're about 7 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Hokies returning to their starting lineup in the court right now. Excuse me, actually Wilkins subbing on in for Landers Nolly. And the Eagles Working with their starting lineup besides Jared Hamilton, it's Nick Popovich instead. Lee playing great defense on Thornton. A great look by Popovic to find Mitchell in the corner, but Mitchell trying to dribble it inside, working on Wilkins. Shot goes up, rebounded by Naheem Aline. Excuse me, it was actually Tyrese Radford. Wilkins staying with it, tries to go along the paint, tries to find the cutting Naheem Aline. It's a great play design, but just could not make the connection down low.
Yeah, good defense there by Boston College, really just collapsing in on the Wilkins drive.
So Thornton working the ball up the court again. Tried to drive inside, but backed out to the left wing. Finds Popovic, who finds Hamilton. Back up to Heath, who's at the VT logo. Heath finds the cutting Thornton. Thornton stays on the top of the key, dribbles it back out. 7 on the shot clock. Thornton's going to find Jarius Hamilton. Hamilton's going to pull from 2. That's way short, and it's rebounded by Wabisa Beatty. Beatty trying to find the cutting Radford. Play stopped as the ball was kicked by Derek Thornton. He was trying to find the cutting Radford, who was working on the left side right there. That would have been a pretty pass if he could have made the connection. And that's what Beatty's really well known for on the year, 141 assists.
Yeah, he almost fit that one right through that little gap, Andy.
So Beatty will take the ball once again. Shot clock did not reset, so only 3 or 4 seconds came off anyways for the Hokies. Wilkins going to find Horn at the top of the key by the VT logo, who hands off to Beatty on the left wing. Beatty finds Wilkins. Wilkins trying to drive inside. Kicks back out to Beatty. Beatty's got the wide open look. Three-pointer. It rattles out of the hoop and rebounded by Popovic. Thornton wasting no time trying to drive inside. Mitchell to Popovic. Popovic for 3. He drains it from deep.
Nice sequence there for Boston College. Living with Wabisa Beatty pulling up from 3, going back down in transition and hitting a 3 of their own.
What's important by the Eagles is that, they're not having that bad of a night from behind the arc as well, 4 of 10. So they're keeping themselves in this game with that 3-point shooting that they have. Wilkins inside the paint finds a lean. Beatty now at the left wing. Wilkins going to find Horn. Horn trying to work on Mitchell, and Mitchell tries to strip it away. It's no good, but a foul will be called, and I believe it will go on P.J. Horn. Mitchell went in there and just stripped the ball away from Horn as he was trying to make a move into the basket, and that would be a second personal foul on P.J. Horn. And Landers Nolly checking back in for Isaiah Wilkins. So the Virginia Tech Hokies returning to that original starting lineup here with 5:30 to go in the first. Thornton to bring up the ball up the court, dribbles off to the right side. Mitchell catches at the VT logo, hands off to Heath. Heath's going to find Hamilton. Hamilton finds Heath. Heath gives it up to Thornton. Thornton back over to Jarius Hamilton, who finds Jay Heath, who's on the right wing. Shot goes up, and he drains it from deep. Another three-pointer by the Eagles, and they've cut it within 4.
And we said it in the pregame. Jay Heath gonna get going for Boston College, and he's got 7 points right now here in the first half.
Hokies crowd trying to support this Virginia Tech team to keep them going. Beatty staying with the ball on the left wing. Finds Radford, who's all alone on the right elbow. Shots up and no good. Rebounded by Popovic, and the Eagles pushing it again.
I live with that shot if I'm the Hokies there. Good look from Radford at the elbow.
Thorne staying with it. Maybe trying to think of a move there. Heath stays with, tries to put a spin move as Beatty goes up. Thorne trying to work it on a lead, can't find anything. Popovic's going to try from deep, and he misses that one as it goes left of the basket.
Yeah, nice defensive rotation there by the Hokies as Wabisa Beatty's going to come out. Jalen Cone going to get back in on the action here.
And Kralovic coming back in for Popovic. Seemed like that was an instant substitution after the miss where Jim Christian giving some words over to Popovic.
Yeah, maybe too quick of a shot, too early in the shot clock there, but Boston College had knocked down a couple there in a row, so you got to see why Popovic might have pulled that one.
So Jalen Cone checking back in for the Hokies, as well as John Ogiaco. Maybe trying to get some resurgence. Cone was getting going before he came in. And a great pass by Nolly to Ogiaco. Ogiaco goes up and he's blocked from behind. And a foul seems to be called on Ogiaco, as when he lost control of it, he tried to regain possession, but he fouled the Eagle with the ball. So PA announcer just said it was the 17th foul. So just like that, we have reached the bonus for the Eagles. And, Eagles only have 3 fouls so far in the first half. So they're in a much better foul situation than the Eagles.
Yeah, Andy, and we're sitting here 4:03, not to the last media timeout just yet. And as he knocks down the first front end of the 1-and-1 there for Boston College. Really a great necessity there for Boston College here for the last little bit of the half.
Jarius Hamilton is on the line for the Eagles. Eagles not even trying to maybe think of a rebound opportunity, and Hamilton's second free throw rattles in and out. The score is 31-28. Hokies just reach under the 4-minute mark here in the first half of Castle Coliseum. Great pass by Nolly. Naheem Aline, and he can't connect from deep. Rebound by Radford. What a rebound. Tries to go up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. And a rebound by Mitchell. Shots just don't seem to be falling for the Hokies at this time. They have seemed to hit a brick wall and really trying to get the ball into the hoop. Eagles working themselves all the way back. And it'll be a personal foul on Kralovic as it was an illegal screen. So the possession will go back to the Hokies. But first, we'll have our media timeout here at Castle Coliseum. The Hokies, not as much as it was in the past, but still lead the Eagles 31-28 with just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Castle Coliseum. The Virginia Tech Hokies leading the Boston College Eagles 31-28. And Drew, we were talking about this earlier. The Hokies don't really have the size, but right now winning in the points and paint battle 18-8. What do you have to say about that with the Hokies being able to be strong down low?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also said early that they're going to have to win on the rebounding front of that too, and they are only allowing 3 second chance points so far for Boston College. So the Hokies really getting into a good groove defensively.
Hokies start off with possession, and it was Radford trying to find a lead, but the ball was tipped away by the Eagles, so an inbound in the baseline of the basket. Cohen finds a lead, and Lean can't seem to drain it, and the ball will go out of bounds on Landers Nolly. He seemed to tip that ball last.
Yeah, 50-50 ball there with him and Popovich both going up trying to grab it, but could go either way.
So Eagles had this opportunity multiple times now, which they could tie this game up. Popovic with the ball on the left wing. Thornton trying to dribble inside. Offensive foul called on Derek Thornton. Tried to work off of Jalen Cohn, but just gave too much forearm on that one.
Yeah, the leading scorer for the Eagles having a tough first half, only 3 points so far. Good job for the Hokies really stifling him early on.
So Cohn would now bring up the ball at the Carlene Clinic sign on the right wing. Finds Radford. Finds Cohn. Good pump fake by Cohn, trying to go from deep. He can't get it to fall. Wilkins staying aggressive, but just a bit too aggressive, and a loose ball foul called on the sophomore.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those aggressive fouls. They were doing it earlier in the first half as we had those consecutive fouls come back to back, Andy. But now with Boston College in the bonus, you don't want to give them free shots at the line.
Yeah, Stephon Mitchell was the one who was fouled. He is yet to go to the free throw line in today's game, and he, of course, will have a one-and-one opportunity. Mitchell tied with the leading amount of points for the Eagles in today's game. Him and Jay Heath both have 7 points each. Mitchell's first free throw will be good, and he'll earn the second. Mitchell has recorded 4 double-doubles this season for the Eagles, and he's among the ACC league leaders in rebounding. So definitely one of these dual-threat players you always seem to keep your eyes out for when you're playing against top teams. But for, most ACC teams, the ones who aren't at the top, with, of course, like Duke, Florida State, and Louisville, they still have some talent down below. Mitchell unable to make the second free throw. Hokies working with the ball now at the top of the key. Cohen finds a lead. Lee dribbling it back up to the top of the key. Gives up to Nolly. Nolly turnaround at the free throw line, and he gets to go. And that is huge for the Hokies, because that's the first field goal made in about 5 minutes for Virginia Tech, and they work themselves back up to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, that lead was at 12 for the Hokies. Maybe trying to get a little bit of a run here before the half ends.
Definitely want to carry some of that momentum into the locker room. Couple weave action here for the Eagles. Thorne looks for the step back, finds a cutting Jarius Hamilton, but it's taken away by Radford. Radford thinking fast, gives up to Nolly. Great move, finds a lead. Maybe been blocking or charge foul there, but Nolly got rid of it as quick as he could. Cone gives it back to Nolly. Nolly's fouled on the way inside. Shot it would not be a shooting foul. Shot would not be recorded, but it'll be on the court. It's a 6th foul against the Eagles, so that means one more towards the bonus.
Andy, I love the way that Landers Nolly has attacked the basket in this one, not settling for shots like he has tended to do here in this losing streak for the Hokies. Great job so far, going fast-paced and attacking the rim.
Couple substitutions coming now in for the Eagles. That's why inbound has not happened yet. Now it does. Finds Wilkins, who gets it to Cone on the left wing. And back to Aline in the left corner. Aline got hot early, but hasn't been able to make an impact since. A shot blocked there by Popovic. Nolly's going to find it and give it on up to Wilkins, but an offensive foul called against Landers Nolly. Crowd is not too happy about that one. Coach Young has something to say about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Thornton had position there on Nolly in order to give that an offensive foul, but hey, they got it called, and it's going back Boston College's way.
It's the first personal foul of the game for Nolly. It's also the 19th foul, so the next foul will be a double bonus, which means 2 free throws for the Eagles. Jarius Hamilton, nice cut and lays it in off the glass. It was a good cut by Hamilton, and now he has 8 on the night.
Yeah, beautiful cut and run to the hoop by Jarius Hamilton. Easy layup.
Great look by Aline to give it up to Nolly, and Nolly able to knock down that jumper from the elbow and give the Hokies another 4-point lead. We're into the last minute of the half.
Man, his jump shot is just so silky smooth from the elbow.
Jay Heath out on the left wing. Gives up to Jarius Hamilton. Popovic on top of the key. Looking towards Thornton. Thornton has it. Thinks baseline, but dribbles it back out and finds Heath at the top of the key. Heath driving on the left side. Uses the glass and gets it to go. Aggressive basket by Jay Heath.
Great response there from Boston College, winding down in the half.
So a 5-second difference between game clock and shot clock right now. So we'll be surprised to see the Hokies, use a little bit of this time up to not allow the Eagles to really get a good opportunity. Nolly from the corner. Yes, sir. He gets that one to fall. Landers Nolly. And Coach Christian will call a timeout. And, man, we were waiting for a moment there for Landers Nolly to knock one down from deep. But he's been getting hot now. 5 of 8 from the field, leading to all Hokie scores of 12.
Yeah, back-to-back buckets there for Landers Nolly. 2 very, and I said it in the last one, silky smooth jumpers. And you said it, maybe the Hokies would wait in the shot clock there, but they got the shot that they wanted. A great look from the corner from Nolly, and he knocks it down.
So Virginia Tech now with the 5-point lead. It's 38-33. And Castle Coliseum, another one timeout used by Coach Christian, second of the game. And they're going to draw something up here to get into the half with a successful bucket. I have to think of this myself that, the Hokies got off really hot in this game, but, they really struggled to keep that distance away from the Eagles.
Yeah, if you're Jim Christian and you're a player on Boston College's team, you got to be happy with where you're sitting right now. You were down 12 early in the first half. You fought your way back into this one and now have a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game before half.
Hokies working a little bit of full court press, but wasn't that aggressive on it. Thorne with the ball on the top of the key. 5 seconds to go. Thorne trying to find inside. Gives up to Jarius Hamilton from the corner. Doesn't get to go. Mitchell tip in, and he can't get it to go. Might have left some points on, did not put some points on the board right there for the Eagles. A missed opportunity down low, but Virginia Tech goes into the locker room with a 38-33 lead here in Castle Coliseum. What a first half. We saw scoring from both ends. We saw the Hokies bounce out to an aggressive start. had that 12-point lead, and the Eagles just chipping away with basket by basket, able to play great defense on the Hokies and bring within 5. What are your thoughts of the first half?
Yeah, Andy, really a great job by Boston College to get back into this game, because early on Virginia Tech shooters were shooting, and they were shooting at a very high percentage. And if you're Boston College, that's a very scary. And I go back to the first bit of the first half when Jim Christian called that timeout, brought Virginia Tech down a little bit, and they were cold ever so often after that point. So Virginia Tech, you're still really in a good spot. You're still leading. You get the ball in the second half. You try to get things going in the right direction.
We mentioned it for the freshmen for Virginia Tech, how they're overall in a strong unit. But it's for the Eagles, where they have scorers up near double figures. You have Jay Heath with 9, Stephon Mitchell with 8, and Jarius Hamilton with 8. And if all 3 of those guys get going, it's going to be tough for the Hokies to stop them defensively.
Yeah, Stephon Mitchell really crashing the boards here, too, for Boston College. 5 rebounds in the first half, and it almost seemed like he was working his way through Virginia Tech just to get those rebounds, most of them coming off offensive rebounds as well for Boston College. So you just have a lot of scores right there that if you are Virginia Tech, you got to be able to slow down in the first half. But here's a note defensively for the Hokies, really slowing down Derek Thornton, 1 of 5 from the field in the first half. And the leading scorer for Boston College is being at that clip. You got to be happy with your defensive performance if you're Mike Young.
Boston College starting off 0-26 behind the arc in that game against Duke on Tuesday. Right now, 5 of 13 from behind the arc. So definitely a better start to this game than they had against Duke up in Chestnut Hill. Well, that's going to bring us to halftime here, part of 3304 Sports. The Virginia Tech Hokies up on the Boston College Eagles, 38-33.
We are back here at Castle Coliseum. Drew Roberson alongside Andy Loce. A really high-paced first half, Andy, for both sides. Virginia Tech had a lead of 12 early on in the first half. Boston College able to cut that down to 5 late in the first half. What are the keys here moving forward in the second half for Virginia Tech to extend this lead?
Well, Virginia Tech looked really dominant from behind the arc to get going. And then they kind of went away from that, and they weren't able to really capitalize later on in the half. And that's what brought Boston College back in the game. I think right now what they're doing is they're playing great down low, they're playing great inside the paint, but now it's time to watch out from behind the arc, because this Boston College team is 5 of 13 from three-point land, so that might be where the Eagles seek to get back into this game. For the Eagles, I think it's just continuing to force turnovers and try to cut possessions short for the Hokies, because you know, sometimes this team, this Hokies team can kind of seem unorthodox and almost all over the place. So you're going to get opportunities for the Eagles to make some defensive plays. So that's where I can really see the second half going.
Hokies shooting a 53.3% clip from the field. Boston College 44.4 in the first half. Hokies lead by 5. Tyrese Radford set to inbound to Wabisa Beatty to get this second half started. He dribbles and attacks the Boston College defense. Gets it back to Radford on the right wing. Radford tries to attack the basket. 2 dribbles, is blocked by Mitchell. Mitchell throws it away back to Horn. Horn to Radford, Radford to Beatty. Beatty throws up a jumper that's short, rebounded by Mitchell. Mitchell up ahead to Popovich, an easy layup, or easy dunk right there, I should say. The 6'10 forward puts it right on in and cuts into this Virginia Tech lead early. Beatty moves along the left side, hands it back to Radford. Radford looks down into the post where Nolly is trying to get a body on Heath. He gets it. A double comes for Popovich, but it goes away. Nolly, one dribble, an inside pass to Radford. Radford, a circus pass out to Aline. Aline to Horn. Horn back to Nolly. Nolly attacks the basket, throws it up off the glass, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and is blocked by Mitchell. Another rebound by Nolly, who throws it up, and a foul is called before the shot. It looks like it is on Nolly on the rebound. Waiting for official word here. Mike Young doesn't look too happy on the call just yet. And that he is not, and neither is the crowd, Andy. They're going to go look at it at the monitor. Not sure what exactly they're looking at down there.
Well, Mike Young's sports coat is off, so that can always decide his mood about the call. Yeah, it looks as if they may have called an offensive foul on Landers Nolly, maybe a loose ball foul. I don't know about that. I could have seen that going any way. I just saw a aggressive Nolly trying to get a rebound. I mean, Mitchell was also kind of aggressive. I could have argued that maybe there was a travel violation. There might have been a point where Nolly took a step or two more than he needed to, but I don't know about that one. I think that's kind of tight, but I like to see what the officials can think of right here.
Yeah, lots of confusion down there on the floor, but as we set right now, Boston College is down on the baseline with the ball, but both head coaches are going to bring their teams to the side. Mike Young brings his team over. Jim Christian brings his team as well, and the referees blow the whistle. Get the ball back into play, and it is Boston College ball. Mitchell to inbound to Thornton here. And Boston College is heading back the other way. Just under 19 minutes, Hokies lead 38-35. Hamilton gets it over to Thornton on the right wing. Thornton back to Hamilton. Hamilton looks down to Popovich. Popovich is doubled by Horn. Nolly on him now. Again doubled by Horn. Cut him off on the baseline, and he throws it away off the basket. Great defensive effort there by the Hokies. Really coming together as a team unit right there.
A great stand defensively. The team had to get going, get off in the right mindset to start the second half, and the quick turnover and quick bucket by Eagles can't give a bad mojo, but they were able to recover.
Beatty brings the ball up the floor and hands it to Radford. Radford drives down to the left, is met by a double team, kicks it back out to Beatty. Beatty waves Landers Nolly through the paint, doesn't get it to him, gets it to Radford on the wing, and then back to Nolly in the post. Nolly on the shorter Thornton. He is doubled, though, finds it to Reese, and he loses it. Back to Nolly, throws up a shot at the buzzer. It's bounced around. A lot of craziness going there, and Thornton's coming back the other way for Boston College. Throws it up off the glass. He's fouled by Aline, and he'll head to the line for two. Seemed a little bit out of control there, but nonetheless, he'll be at the line.
Yeah, it all started with that pinball kind of machine right there, and then no one wanted to rebound it, and then Hamilton did, gave it up to Thornton, and Thornton decided to push it, and good job for Thornton to draw some contact on the drive.
Thornton trying to knock into this Virginia Tech lead. It sits at 3, now at 2 after he knocks down the first from the line. That gives him 4 points on the day. Virginia Tech did a great job of stifling him in the first half, and he knocks down the second. Hokies lead 38-37. Virginia Tech playing at a slow pace offensively here as Beatty walks the ball up the floor. Nolly setting for a post yet again on Mitchell. Horn now on Popovich. Hands it to Beatty. Beatty to Nolly on the wing. Pump step, drive, jab step. No, short off the jumper, but it falls. Nice rim there. Nice touch off the rim. Landers Nolly knocks it in for the Hokies. Hokies lead back up to 3. Thornton over to Popovich now. Looks for a cutting, nice spin move on Nolly right to the basket, and it looks like Nolly didn't think that was quite in Popovich's skill set right there, and the Hokies are back the other way after the layup from Popovich. Nolly puts 2 dribbles down between the legs, blows by Popovich, a double comes, kicks to Beatty. Beatty to Radford. Radford does another spin move of his own, goes up on Heath, and a great defensive effort there by Heath as he comes the other way. Looks to drive to the basket, kicks it out, almost throws it away, gets it to Mitchell, back to Heath in the corner, short off the rim, rebound Nolly. Nolly saves it as he's falling out of bounds to Horn, and Wabisa Beatty gets the ball and is heading back the other way. Gets a screen from Horn, looks to the roll, not there. Beatty in the corner, swings it to Radford right in the middle of the paint. Easy floater, great job of offense there by the Hokies to get into the interior of that Boston College defense.
Yeah, high-octane offense by both sides here. Everyone's working really fast. And for the Hokies, just got to get something going their way, and that's a nice, easy look for Radford.
Hamilton, that's Jarius Hamilton, hands it to Heath. Heath to Thornton, a little bit of a bobble there. But Thornton regains his dribble and gets it back to Popovich. Popovich at the top of the key, drives on Nolly again, nothing there, but he pulls up a jumper way short off the rim. That one wasn't going for a second. Naheem Aline on the rebound, and he's heading the other way. Nolly looks for a deep 3, pump fake, blow by Popovich, kick to Aline, 3 is gone! Great shot, great job there by Landers Nolly to get inside and knock it down for Aline. A big-time shot that the Hokies needed to go down right there. And Jim Christian is going to call a timeout, just as we saw in the first half when the Hokies started to get a little hot. Boston College call a timeout here too, Andy. So we'll step aside. Hokies lead at 45-39, 16:03 left to play in the second half. We'll be right back after this. Back in Castle Coliseum, where the Hokies have a 45-39 lead over Boston College. 16:03 left to play in the second half for the Hokies. During the break there, Nick Popovich actually headed to the locker room there. Not sure what his status will be for the rest of the game, but he headed to the locker room during that break to try to get a little refreshment, maybe get a little tape done, something going on to fix that up. And we're back in action here. Some substitutions for Boston College. Luka Kraljevic back into the game for Boston College, as well as Kamari Williams checking into the game. For the Hokies, Isaiah Wilkins will come in for Landers Nolly.
So Popovic on the year has missed 9 games to a back injury, so be interesting to see what kind of diagnosis he has on that. But a big loss for the Eagles, because that's the kind of height that they need to maybe expose the Hokies' weakness.
Heath working on the left side here, tries to find it, kicks it out to the wide side to Williams. Williams to Thornton. Thornton from the top of the key, off the back of the iron, rebounded by Tyrese Radford. Great job boxing out there by P.J. Horn as a foul is called on Stephon Mitchell, and that will bring us to another timeout, the first media timeout of the second half. Our score stays the same. Virginia Tech leads Boston College 45-39 with 15:41 left to play. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Returning to action here in Castle Coliseum, it's Virginia Tech ball after the great rebound and box out by P.J. Horn there to draw the foul on Mitchell. Hokies have the same 5. B.D. Wilkins, Radford, Horn, and Aline out on the floor as they go back on the offensive end. B.D. works on the right side, looks for a screen from Wilkins, sends him away, kicks to the left wing to Radford. Radford gets a screen. Boston College coming out in a 2-3 zone here. Wilkins kicks it back out of that zone. Back to Radford. Radford works with the left, 8 on the shot clock, drives, kicks to Wilkins, and he throws it away. Radford a little bit upset there with Wilkins, as Wilkins was set for a second, but then moved just off the spot.
A little miscommunication between the two, and you know, you got a good possession going right there, and with the 2-3 now, they're trusting that their wing defenders are able to cancel out on the three-pointers, so they're trying to make sure that the Hokies don't really take advantage of the going down low.
Boston College back the other way. Thornton a 3 from the top of the key. It is good. Cuts the Virginia Tech lead back to 3. 45-42 Virginia Tech leads. Beatty brings the ball back up the floor. Boston College again in that extended 2-3 zone. A screen set by Horn at the top of it. Kicks to Radford on the left side. Radford picks up his dribble a little bit early, it seems. Gets it back to Beatty. Hokies trying to figure out this 2-3 offense as they swing it around. Horn a corner 3. Nope, that's off the front of the rim. Back to Aline. Aline loses it. Gets it to Beatty, though. Beatty swings along the outside to Radford. Beatty back to Aline on the right. Aline a dribble. Quick moving offense for the Hokies trying to get around that zone. Beatty low in the block. Gets it back to Aline on the right wing. 3 dribbles and tries to throw up a floater. It's way off there. Hokies almost forcing it, not expecting the 2-3. Boston College back the other way after the rebound from Heath. Heath to Mitchell on the block. Mitchell puts a jab step in. A spin out to the outside to Thornton. Thornton on the wing. Tries to drive by Beatty. He does, but kicks it to Heath on the wing. 3 is good, and we have a tie ball game. 13:53 left to play in the second half, and we're all tied up at 45. Boston College's 2-3 zone is stifling the Hokies right here.
Yeah, and it's also paying off offensively on the other end, knocking down 2 big-time three-pointers, and Eagles not going anywhere just yet.
Aline kicks to the outside to Radford. Radford picks up his dribble again, back to Beatty. Beatty puts 2 dribbles down and kicks to Aline. Aline back to the middle to Radford on the left wing. Aline 3 on the shot clock to Beatty. Beatty's 3 long, rebounded again by Heath, and Boston College is back the other way. Heath gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Heath. A pump fake and a drive. Kick out to Thornton. Heath trying to get another shot up here as he's going to drive to the rim, and he's fouled by Aline on his way to the hoop. Looks like he got a little bit of the wrist and the arm there on that drive. A good, strong take there by Jay Heath.
Yeah, Boston College staying aggressive offensively. They've been able to pop it out from behind the arc. And right there, Jay Heath made a big impact against the Hokies 2 weeks ago. Now at the line again. 12 points on the day. Hokies going to have to find an answer for Heath.
And we talked about it right before halftime ended. The Hokies' field goal percentage was up about 53%. It has now dropped to 45% as Heath knocks down the first free throw there to get Boston College a lead, their first lead of the second half, 46-45, 13-12 to play. And Boston College is really seeming to heat up here, and Virginia Tech's starting to go a little bit cold. You got to get some shooters in as Jalen Cone checks into the game, as well as Hunter Couture and Landers Nolly for the Hokies.
I like this set right now. I think what Mike Young's going to try to do is he's going to try to get his more shooting portion of his offense into the game. This looks like a great lineup to try to really get going behind the arc.
The second free throw from Heath is no good. He sits at 13 points today, and the Hokies are heading the other way. Cone kicks to Radford on the left wing. Boston College out of that 2-3 zone now, back to man defense as Williams is guarding Radford. Radford a crossover dribble and a floater. No, he drips it in to P.J. Horn, and it's stolen away by Mitchell. Mitchell to Hamilton. Hamilton a beautiful Euro step to get to the hoop and finish an easy left-handed layup. Boston College extends the lead to 3, and Mike Young is going to have a timeout and talk about it with his group. Boston College leads Virginia Tech 48-45, 12:35 left to play in the second half. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Back after a quick break in the action. Mike Young got to talk to his group a little bit on the video board here. Former Hokies Devin Wilson and Will Johnston in attendance, as well as other Hokies, former alumni players back in Blacksburg tonight. I'm sure the Hokies are happy to have them in attendance, rallying them on. Hokies back on offense here. Jalen Cone with the ball. He gets it to Horn at the top of the key. Horn back to Cone. Cone to Couture in the corner where he's met by Mitchell. Great defense by Boston College so far in this second half. Reese finds Landers Nolly. Nolly puts Mitchell in the post but steps back out to the three-point line. Drives on Mitchell, tries to get a fading shot, but it's blocked by Mitchell, and a shot clock violation occurs there. And it just seems that every single possession, Andy, is coming down to the last couple of seconds of the shot clock. And if you're Mike Young, you got to be preaching to your team, get an open shot earlier.
Yeah, they try to stay calm. They don't try to push it offensively that often. Notice that in the Florida State game last week. But when you're running down that much time, you're only giving that defense more motivation to make that big-time stop. And sometimes I feel like they're passing up really good looks and good opportunities.
Jarius Hamilton almost loses the ball on the wing there, and he's going to call a timeout there right at the media break, too. It looks like we'll take a media break as well with that timeout, as Jarius Hamilton almost lost the dribble there. So we'll step away for one more quick break. More to come here from 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Castle Coliseum, where Boston College leads Virginia Tech 48-45. 11:54 left to go in the first half, and Andy, Virginia Tech is approaching 5 minutes without scoring a field goal here in this second half. What do they got to do to get back into action here?
Well, unfortunately, this is about the same kind of scheme that was going on 2 weeks ago at Chestnut Hill, but right now they just need to make some defensive stops. Limit the Boston College score. You don't want them to get hot, or you don't want them to extend this lead.
Hamilton finds Heath off the corner for 3 off of the inbound. Great job. Great offensive set by Boston College as Heath knocks down a 3, extends his point total to 16, and Boston College's lead is up to 6 now. 51-45, 11:26 to play in the second half. Reese finds Landers Nolly in the paint. Nolly a fadeaway jumper. Good off the back of the rim. Nice shot there by Nolly, trying to get back into a rhythm. Virginia Tech's first basket in almost 5 minutes there. Thornton working on the left side to Williams. Williams to Hamilton. Hamilton finds Mitchell on the outside. Mitchell not a three-point shooter. That's efficient at that, finds another shooter, Thornton. Thornton gives it away to Horn. Horn gets on the floor to find the ball, and we're going to have a foul called on Stephen Mitchell there, just the hustle play there. And again, if you're Jim Christian, you can't hate that foul because it's just hustle after hustle play. It's not a dumb foul by any means.
Yeah, and right when I was saying they had to stop them defensively, a big-time three-pointer by Jay Heath. But what Boston College is doing is that they are knocking out those jumpers behind New York. I can't express that enough. 8 of 18 so far in today's game. But you're right. Give it to Nolly. Give it to your leading scorer. Try to feed it to the guy that you know can get the ball into the bottom of the basket, and then hope the offense around him can start stepping up as well.
Here's Nolly again on the right wing, driving to the hoop. A step-back jumper from the corner is good. Hits nothing but net and goes down. And Landers Nolly has hit back-to-back jumpers. Cuts the lead for Boston College down to 2, and Castle Coliseum starts to come to their feet. Thornton finds Mitchell at the top of the key. Back to Heath. Heath, 2 dribbles, a crossover. Back to Thornton on the right wing. He attacks on Cone. Gets a little bit of separation. A short jumper. Offensive rebound by Mitchell. Looks to go back up on Horn, and a foul is called. No, jump ball is called there by our baseline official. Looks like we have a little bit of a conversation going from the 2, and it's not going to be a jump. The outside official at half court is going to call a foul on P.J. Horn, and that's going to send Stephen Mitchell to the line.
Yeah, it would signal as a jump ball, but apparently another official came in and talked about it, and there was a foul from behind. I don't know. Obviously, I didn't have the best look at it because I didn't really know what to think of it. But when I saw jump ball, I was thinking to myself that, yeah, it could have been that, but it also could have been the foul. It was an aggressive basket there by Mitchell.
Either way, Mitchell knocks down the first free throw as it rattles around the rim about 3 times, hitting everything included on that backboard. Mitchell's second free throw is up, and it is good. This one hits nothing but net and extends Boston College's lead, 53-49. 10-13 to play in the second half. Jalen Cone brings the ball back up the floor for the Hokies, finds Couture. Couture swings it around back to Naheem Aline. Aline gets it inside to P.J. Horn, and it's going to be a foul called there on the reverse side of it. This one, if it's on Stephen Mitchell, will be his second foul of the game. 2 quick fouls picked up by Mitchell. 13th foul of the second half so far for the Hokies. Great job there of getting inside for the Hokies. First time really all in the second half getting an easy look at the basket.
Yeah, they got to feed P.J. Horn. We mentioned it before. He's the second tallest player on the team behind John Ogiaco, and Ogiaco does not get the type of minutes that true big men will. So for Horn to cut down low and try to get the layups are crucial. But I wanted to correct you there. The foul was on Jarius Hamilton. So only his second personal foul, and keeps Mitchell really out of that foul trouble. He only has 1 right now. He's actually been putting up quite a performance right now with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. By far, maybe the player of the game here for the Eagles.
P.J. Horn knocks down both free throws to cut the Boston College lead to 2. He'll come out of the game as John Ogiaco comes into the game, as well as Wabisa Beatty subbing in for Jalen Cone. So Beatty, Nolly, Couture, Ogiaco, and Aline on the floor for Virginia Tech as Boston College comes the other way. Williams works along the outside. He finds Thornton. Thornton gets a screen from Mitchell, looks on the roll, finds Williams on the corner, or the jumper from 3 on the wing is good. Kamari Williams knocks down a 3 for Boston College, and their lead grows to 5.
I mean, Drew, this is just a bad day to play the Eagles when they're shooting behind the arc like this. 9 of 19. Absurd. You couldn't imagine that.
Close to 50% mark here as Virginia Tech trying to get something to go, but Beatty loses the handle on it, and Boston College is heading the other way. Thornton patiently waiting here, doesn't push the presser too much. Now he attacks the rim, kicks out to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Williams in the corner, a behind the back pass to Thornton back to the corner. And Boston College tries to get it away, but it's stolen by Couture. Couture ahead to Nolly. Nolly a breakaway dunk, and he finishes with 2 hands and a lot of authority there. Landers Nolly's got 6 points in the second half. 3-point lead here for Boston College. 8:54 to go, and again, Landers Nolly gets Virginia Tech back on their feet. Heath a 3, a response, no good. Couture the rebound. Hands it off to Beatty. Beatty bringing it back up the floor to Nolly. Nolly, corner 3 for Aline. It is off the rim. Rebound is going to stay here as Ogiaco got his arms wrapped up a little bit, and a foul is called on Boston College.
Man, it's crazy how 2 points can kind of elevate the building, and it definitely did right there. Start defensively with Couture taking away that pass, and then finding the open Nolly, and Nolly throwing it down with emphasis. You love to see that. Keeps this a 3-point game, and, you know, brings the maroon and orange back to life here in Castle.
Couture kicks it to Horn on the inbound in the corner, who gets it back to Beatty. Beatty works on the right side, almost throws it away from Nolly, and it looks like Boston College is back into this extended 2-3 zone. Aline on the right wing has Nolly. Aline, another three, another try at it. This one's long as well. PJ Horn looks like he mistimed his jump a little bit there. Can't get the offensive rebound, and the rebound goes to Jay Heath. Mitchell brings the ball to the floor, gets it to Heath, to Thornton from the left wing. Corner three is no good. Nolly the rebound and back the other way. He picks up his dribble, gets it to Aline. Aline this time attacks, finishes with the left hand. No, he cannot finish as it just rolls off the rim. And Boston College is back the other way with another rebound from Stephon Mitchell. That's his 8th rebound of the game. That's game leading, really hitting the glass here for Boston College. Thornton brings the ball out here, takes his time. Boston College looking to get into a little bit of a set. 56-53, Boston College leads with 7:40 to play in the second half. Thornton tries to kick it over to Hamilton. Hamilton, a jab step, triple threat position, pulls up a jumper. It's a two-pointer short, rebounded by Nolly, and the Hokies have numbers. Nolly working on the left side, pulls up a dribble and slows it down. Couture in the corner for three. No, off the right rim. Rebounded by Jarius Hamilton, and Boston College is going the other way, and the Hokies' three-point field goal percentage has dropped to 29.4%. Andy, Hokies really going cold from three in the second half.
Yeah, I was about to mention it. Naheem Aline, he was getting going early, but now he can't buy a basket. And Hunter Couture with 0 points, you got to integrate him more in the offense behind the arc.
Boston College back the other way, 5 on the shot clock. Thornton gets ripped by Beatty. Beatty's heading the other way, up ahead to Aline. Aline, the Euro step, left-handed finish, no, but Horn on the finish on the tip back. Great run there by the big man, and that cuts Boston College's lead to 1, 56-55, 6:38 to play, and Castle Coliseum is live yet again. 1-point game. Jay Heath brings the ball up the floor for Boston College. Again, Boston College being patient. Now 10 on the shot clock. Heath dribbles to Thornton on the left wing. Back to Heath. 8 on the clock now. Heath 2 dribbles, sizes up. Aline throws it up. No. Gets it to Thornton. Thornton the three. It's a prayer. No, it's no good. Landers Nolly the rebound, heading back the other way. Attacking the basket. 2 left-handed dribbles. A float off the glass and good. Virginia Tech has the lead again. And Jim Christian will take another timeout for Boston College. Virginia Tech leads it 57-56. 6:06 left to play. You're listening to 3304 Sports. (57-56), Virginia Tech regains the lead here in the second half. A round of applause here on the video board as legendary defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech football, Bud Foster, is shown on the screen. 6:06 left to play in the second half. Andy, Virginia Tech on a nice little run here.
Yeah, this is what they needed to do. They needed to get these baskets, and it didn't need to be three-pointers, Drew. It just needed to be a transitional baskets, but starting with defense, and that's what it's come down to. It's offensive stops, leading into offense, being patient, and finding the easy baskets. You don't need to chuck up a three and get the crowd going with that all the time. It would be cool if you can make all your three-pointers, but going for two-pointers can make the same impact.
Boston College back on the offensive side here. Thornton hands it over to Mitchell on the right wing. Mitchell 2 dribbles, picks it up, and is stuck. Finds a back-cutting Williams. Williams, a two-handed slam on the backdoor cut, and gets Boston College back in front, 58-57. Great pass there from Mitchell.
Great finish there by Williams. Williams not playing that much in the beginning of the game, and knocked down a nice three-pointer, and with a statement slam right there.
5 points for Williams here in the second half. That broke a 4-minute scoreless streak for the Eagles. 58-57, 5:20 to play in the second half. Aline working here on the top of the key. 5 on the shot clock, finds Horn. He's going to have to get one up quick. Not sure if they noticed. Gets it to Nolly. Nolly's 3 no good off the backboard, so that will be a shot clock violation, and Boston College will head the other way. Andy, we talked about early in the second half, Boston College was almost at 50%, and they've now missed 3 of those three-pointers in a row as Tyrese Radford checks back into the game for Hunter Couture. But like I said, Boston College's three-point percentage coming down quickly.
Yeah, still at 41%, which I think most teams and all across the country will definitely live with. But definitely the Hokies responding well to Boston College's deep three-point threat.
Mitchell working on the left side here. Shot clock at 12 for Boston College. Gets it to Williams. Williams spots it up for 3 off the dribble, clanks it off the backboard in the rim, and the rebound goes to Aline. Aline with dribbling with the left hand here. Puts a crossover move on Krajelevic, who checked into the game just a minute ago. Tyrese Radford with the left hand off the jump stop. And Virginia Tech gets their lead back up to 1, 59-58, 4:24 to play in the second half. Great job of attacking the rim there by Radford. On the floor for Boston College, Thornton, Krajelevic, Mitchell, Heath, and Williams. That's the offensive unit right now on the other side for Boston College. 10 on the shot clock. Heath drives baseline, kicks it to the opposite baseline to Mitchell. Mitchell's 3 is good, and the foul. Mitchell knocks down a three-pointer. That is going to be huge going down here, and he's going to head to the line after he's fouled by Tyrese Radford.
Oh, that was a big one right there, Drew. To find Mitchell even there in the corner by Heath was such a great look. Heath, of course, has 16 points, but still doing it with his eyes. And finding Mitchell, and Mitchell staying in there. The defender is closing out on him, but to still decide to shoot that shot and to make it and draw the foul. I mean, what a perfect play by the Eagles right there.
Great shot, and Mitchell shooting 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here. He's got 14 points after he knocks down the free throw line shot right there. The free throw is good. Boston College leads 62-59. 4:04 left to play in the second half. Jalen Cone checks into the game for the Hokies. Cone kicks it over to Aline. Aline to Radford. Radford back over to Cone. Cone looks at a 3, but doesn't think it. Doesn't take it there. Gets it to Aline. Back to Radford in the paint. Radford backs it out. Tries to size up Mitchell. A spin move off the glass. Left hand. No good. Almost went. Rebound Mitchell. That's his 9th of the game. 1 rebound away from a double-double. And Boston College is heading the other way as Thornton is leading this offense. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell finds Heath. Heath, a pull-up jumper off the screen. No good. Rebound Aline as he runs it down. Thornton almost got his hands on it, but the Hokies are back in transition. Over to Radford. Radford swings to Aline. Back over to Cone on the left wing. Cone puts 2 dribbles down and gets it to Nolly. Nolly sizes up his defender. Gets a screen from Horn. The 3 from Nolly is good. Great job to tie up the ball game there. Big time shot from Nolly to get this one even. Our first tie of the game. Virginia Tech 62, Boston College 62. We'll take a timeout here. 3:12 left to play in the second half. All tied from Castle Coliseum. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Tie game with 3:12 left to play in the second half. 62-62, Virginia Tech and Boston College in a late matchup here in the ACC. Possession arrow points to Boston College. Both teams with 4 fouls in the half. Neither team close to the bonus. In Boston College, Thornton comes the other way. Thornton, Hamilton, Williams, Mitchell, and Heath on the floor for Boston College. Beatty, Nolly, Radford, Horn, and Aline for the Hokies. Heath kicks it over to Thornton, looks back to Heath. Heath pump fakes, drives by the defender, gets it to Williams. Williams' 3 is good. His 3-point shot has been electric here tonight as he extends Boston College's lead to 3.
I don't think Jim Christian was going to shoot like this tonight. He probably would have played him in the first half, Drew.
8 points here in the second half for Williams, and it silences the Virginia Tech crowd. Beatty kicked it to Aline. Aline to Nolly for 3. Nolly's 3 no good. He hit a 3 just before we went into the break, but couldn't get that one to go. And Boston College leads 65-62. 2:20 left to play in the second half. Boston College in control of this one. Heath working on the left wing, gets it to Williams. Williams back to Heath, gets a screen from Mitchell, back to Thornton off the handoff. Thornton puts the ball on the ground. Another screen from Mitchell. Kicks to Williams. Williams back to the top of the key to Thornton. Boston College taking their time. 4 on the shot clock. A 3, no good. Off of Boston College there as it goes out of bounds over the rim almost. And Virginia Tech will take possession back the other way with 2 minutes left to go.
All right, this is the 2-minute warning now basketball. Directly at 2 minutes. You're down by 3. Who are you going to get the ball to? Landers Nye's been playing phenomenal today with 25 points. I say try to get him more involved down the stretch.
Hokies swinging the ball around the perimeter here. Radford to Beatty. Beatty gets a screen from Nolly. Swings it back to Aline on the left side. Aline dribbles back to the top of the key. Tries to get it inside, but a kick ball violation there as Thornton tried to break that one up from getting inside. Good job there because that's what you don't want if you're Boston College.
Yeah, and another thing to point out here, Drew, is that both teams have only 14 fouls each. If there's a case scenario where, Boston College able to score soon, or Virginia Tech not able to score for a little bit, don't be too nervous to foul. Make them you have some opportunities.
Aline's corner 3 is blocked by Williams. Williams is just having quite the day here in Blacksburg as he stops Aline from his attempt to tie this one up, 65-62. This building is almost quiet here with 1:20 left to go. Mitchell with the ball at the top of the key, hands it to Heath. If you're Boston College, you want the ball in his hand. 13 on the shot clock, 1:12 to play. Heath kicks it over to Hamilton. Hamilton looks around, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Heath. 5 on the shot clock now. Heath a deep 3 in Radford's face, no good. Rebound Nolly, no. Williams gets the rebound. He loses it, gets on the floor and kicks to Hamilton. Hamilton the drive to the basket, and he's fouled by P.J. Horn. Fouled very hard there on Jarius Hamilton's attempt to the rim, and that'll send him to the line for 2.
We mentioned Kamari Williams on the offensive end, but that might be his play of the game right there, making that defensive rebound. There was 4 Hokies down there and 1 Eagle, and the 1 Eagle got the ball. Jarius Hamilton staying aggressive, driving to the basket. I don't know what he was really thinking on that drive. He tried to go up and try to elevate over Horn, but able to draw contact and get to the line to try to extend this lead to 2 possessions.
Hamilton at the line here. His first free throw is no good. Got to have a sigh of relief there if you're the Hokies. Hunter Couture going to check into the game, as well as Jalen Cone, Tyrese Radford, and Wabisa Beatty coming off. And Jim Christian has had this same 5 out on the floor for a majority of the second half, and he's sticking through it all the way through to the end of it. 56 seconds left on the game clock, 65-62 here. Yeah, Hamilton at the line to shoot a second free throw.
Also very interesting here because P.J. Horn with 4 personal fouls staying in the game.
The second one is good from Hamilton, and Boston College's lead is 4. 50 seconds to play. Virginia Tech's tank has got to be on full right here. They got to go to the hoop. Cone swings it around to Couture. Couture to Aline. Aline back to Couture. Couture to Aline on the drive. Tries to get inside. Floats it with the left hand off the glass. It's good. That cuts the lead to 2, and Mike Young will take a timeout. We'll save right here with 40 seconds left to go in the second half. Andy, we got a close one on our hands. Boston College leads 66-64. What do the Hokies have to do defensively right now to get a stop?
Well, I still think to yourself, don't cause a foul. Because play great defense, make them force up a shot, and then get that final possession only down by 2 points where you can really control how you want this game to go. Personally, I think for me, if I am the Virginia Tech Hokies, I am trying to keep the ball away from Stephon Mitchell. That's where I'm going to try to get the ball away. Because when Mitchell gets the ball, he's able to see the court very differently than most players on the Eagles are. To be honest, anything else, just don't allow a 3-pointer. If you're going to allow something, allow a 2-pointer, or don't even give them the opportunity to drive to the hoop. If they're driving, foul them immediately. Just do something about it, because you only have 5 fouls against you. So you still have another foul to use in the tank, so don't be afraid to use that. But right now, just focus on making a stop. That's all the Hokies can really hope for. And the Eagles, it's about getting to the line. It's about getting to the line and trying to make sure that they can win this game with their free throw shooting at this point of the game.
Boston College looking to go to Jay Heath here. He's their leading scorer, 16 points in the game, 11 for Jarius Hamilton, 14 for Stephon Mitchell, as you mentioned, Andy. The Hokies got to get a defensive stop here as Beatty checks back into the game for Jalen Cone. A little bit of an offense for defense there. Beatty, Aline, Couture, Nolly, and Radford in for the Hokies. Thornton, Mitchell, Hamilton, Williams, and Heath in for the Eagles. Jim Christian sitting with that same 5 here. 40.2 to go. Boston College leads 66-64. They get it in bounds. Hokies look to trap. They do. They have Hamilton right where they want him, and they're going to call a blocking foul on the Hokies, but I have to be completely honest with you here, Andy. I thought the Hokies had a great job trapping there by Heath.
Yeah, very interesting call right there. I'm going to just say that I think maybe Couture or one of the others, Couture was in there, and he might have gone just a bit too close on that. Didn't give him enough room, or didn't give him the opportunity to really move around, but I think that was a great play call. Don't know why the Eagles went to the corner, though. You want to stay away from these tight corners.
So 35 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock resets. The Hokies are going to need to foul here. They do as Thornton goes to the rim trying to split the double team of Radford and Beatty, and that will send Thornton to the line for Boston College. Boston College shooting well at the line so far today. 73.3%, 11 of 15.
The Hokies played some nice full-court press right there, Drew. Then last time, of course, we got the Hunter Couture foul, which kind of offset that. But then once again, when Thornton got possession of it, they had a good trap. He was able to work his way around the court the long way. He probably didn't want to do that ideally, but he did get to the line. And now for him, he's got to think to himself, got to put my team up by 2 possessions.
The 1-and-1 coming here, 29.3 seconds to go. Thornton is 2 of 2 at the line. He misses the front end of it, and we have a 2-point ball game. 66-64, 25 seconds to play. Beatty brings the ball up the floor for the Hokies, trying to get some motion offense going. Horn set the screen on Beatty.
I wouldn't try to wait for the last shot, Drew. I would try to attack and try to give yourself at least enough time for a missed opportunity.
Here we get a trap in the trap in the corner rather, and a foul will be called on Boston College's Jarius Hamilton. Almost looks like they pulled Wabisa Beatty to the ground, but the Hokies really just put themselves in a bad situation right there. Really struggling to find some offense here as almost 10-15 seconds ran off the game clock, and now we sit with 9 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah, Mike Young did not have the ability to call a timeout when Beatty was in that trouble because they ran out. You don't want to get a technical foul against you. That would be awful. But once again, try to stay away from the baseline and the sideline. It's not going to work out for you. And I would say this again, attack the basket right now. You want to have an opportunity in case you miss to get another opportunity to put the ball back up.
Both teams out of timeouts. 5 on the game clock. Aline to the hoop, throws it up and gets fouled. Great job, just like you said, Andy, getting to the hoop right there. And Aline has a chance right here to tie it up with 2 free throws. 2 very, very intense free throws coming up for the freshman Aline.
Yeah, both teams timeout now as well because Boston College is actually going to signal for this timeout right here. I believe that will be the last one.
Actually, Andy, neither team had a timeout. Jarius Hamilton just fouled out of this one, so he's going to step aside in this one. That's going to bring in Luka Krajelevic, who will check in for Hamilton. Hamilton's day is done with 11 points and 5 rebounds, and the referees are going to bring both teams back to the floor. Aline stands at the top of the key. 2 very key free throws coming up for the freshman here. Our referee dribbles the ball twice, gets ready to hand it to Aline. It's a pressure situation here. Boston College leads 66-64. Aline steps to the line here. The first one is up, and it is good. Nothing but net. Now this one also important to tie this one up with 4 seconds to go. No timeouts for either team. Virginia Tech's got to be ready to foul off the miss. Aline throws it up. Good. The free throw is very good. Nothing but net. No timeouts for Boston College. 4 seconds left. 66-66. The inbound to Thornton. Thornton pushes it up the floor. Quickly to the rim. Gets up. No foul called, and we're going to head to overtime. Good defensive possession there by the Hokies. We're tied 66-66, and Castle Coliseum is rocking yet again. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Back in Castle Coliseum as Inter Sandman plays on the loudspeakers here. We get some free basketball, 66-66. Tie ball game here in Castle Coliseum. To note for Boston College, Jarius Hamilton is fouled out and will not be in the rest of the overtime period for Boston College, and Jim Christian really was relying on that 5 of Heath, Thornton, Williams, Mitchell, and Hamilton there in the second half. What's going to be the effect of not having him here for this overtime period, Andy?
Well, it's going to take away some guy who can take the outside shots for the Eagles, and now you're going to replace him with a surprisingly offensively well put together game of Kamari Williams. So he's going to step in now for the role of Jarius Hamilton and hope to, keep that three-point shooting offense going. But it's nice that you pointed about the foul issue, because Jarius Hamilton, with the 5 fouls being out, is going to be very difficult for Coach Christian to go with the rest of the game with. But then for the Hokies, you're thinking to yourself, what about P.J. Horn? He starts his game starts the overtime period on the bench with John Ogiaco starting off.
Ogiaco starts there in the tip against Mitchell, and he tips it on out of bounds. So possession will go to Boston College. Possession arrow also faces to the Hokies rather than. And Boston College will take over. Thornton tries to attack, finds Williams. Williams on the right wing, back to Thornton at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Kuryelovich. Doesn't make anything of it. 15 on the shot clock, drives to the hoop. Williams thinks about a corner 3, thinks too long and doesn't take it. Back to Thornton in the corner. Thornton a half spin move back around the jumper, short off the rim, no good. Tyrese Radford brings down the rebound, and that's his 3rd of the game. Hokies back the other way. Beatty working along the right side. Gets a screen from Ogiaco, swings it to Nolly. Nolly, a good look, pump fake drive to Aline in the 3 and the corner right there, but no shot. Hokies will be patient with it here on offense. Radford tries to take to the hoop, nothing there. Finds Beatty in the corner, wide open 3. Good! Wabisa Beatty, the senior, knocks down a big-time 3, and Virginia Tech takes the lead, 69-66, with 4 minutes left to go in overtime.
That's always a great sight to see Beatty knock down a three-pointer. Not really a three-point specialist, but definitely gets the Hokies going in overtime with the defensive.
And there he is again, Andy, a steal on the defensive end, the senior leader for the Hokies, making a great play here. Hokies have a great chance to take over momentum here in the overtime period. 3:39 left to play. They get it inside to Nolly, and Nolly is fouled on the block by Kuryelovich. That'll be the 6th team foul on Boston College, so not quite in the bonus yet. The Hokies are not there. P.J. Horn will check back into the game with 4 fouls as Ogiaco goes to the bench, gets high five from his team for his efforts there in the first half. And let me correct myself there, Andy. That was the 7th team foul, so Landers Nolly will head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 here. Virginia Tech leads 69-66. The front end of the 1-and-1 is good, and Nolly expands his point total to 26. 3:38 left to play. Hokies lead by 4, 70-66. The second free throw is off the back rim from Nolly, rebounded by Mitchell. That's his 11th of the game. So a double-double for Mitchell in this one. 14 points and 11 rebounds. Boston College back the other way. Thornton dribbling with the right, crosses back over, and a foul will be called on Wabisa Beatty there off the ball. They're going to talk about it just a little bit. Mike Young has not been happy with his officiating crew all afternoon long, as that's going to put Boston College on the free throw line. Jay Heath heading to the line, the leading scorer for the Eagles. He will get a 1-and-1 here. First one is short off the rim, bounces 3 times off the back, and is good. And that cuts the Virginia Tech lead to 3, 70-67, 3:25 left to play in the second half. Jay Heath at the line for Boston College. Heath knocks down the second one there, cuts the lead to 2, 70-68, and the Hokies will go back on offense. Really looking to be patient here as Wabisa Beatty walks the ball up the floor. Beatty swings to the right side to Radford, gets a screen from Nolly. Boston College back in that extended 2-3 zone here that's gave Virginia Tech fits all afternoon long. Beatty finds Nolly. Nolly a pump fake, but back to Beatty. Beatty to Horn in the corner. Back to Beatty on the wing. 5 on the shot clock. Beatty's got to make a move to the basket. He does. A pull-up jumper from the elbow. No, short off the rim. Rebound Mitchell. That's his 12th of the game. Really crashing the board hard for the Eagles. Thornton back the other way. looks to find Heath on the wing. Heath looks at the rim, doesn't think much about it, gets it back to Thornton. This time Heath on the wing, another pump fake and drive. No shot, Thornton drives left, finds Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell a three, way short. Rebound PJ Horn, and a foul will be called on Kryelovich after a great box out from PJ Horn. That's gonna put Horn on the line for the Hokies. And that's going to be another foul out for Boston College. A depleted bench at this point as Kryelovich is stepping out of this one after he fouls out.
Yeah, Kryelovich didn't really do much of the Eagles, but was in this overtime period very upset to see that fifth call. He was in disbelief, some would say. He was just sitting there. So now they're going to have to rely on, that's Julian Rishwain coming on in. We saw him for a little bit in the first half, but didn't really get much action in that second half. But he could maybe be a big three-point shooter here for the Eagles. Doesn't really get that much, but with 4.1 points on the year.
Rishwain, yeah, as you said, Andy, coming into this game, 4.1 points per game. Horn at the line for the Hokies. The front end of the one-on-one hits nothing, and it's an air ball. Hokies can't extend the lead, 70-68, 2:33 left to go, and that foul does almost no harm to Boston College other than losing Kryelovich for the rest of the game. Thornton brings the ball up the floor here. Hokies lead by 2. Thornton drives to the rim, goes right at Nolly, misses with the left. Rebound, Mitchell, and he's fouled after he goes up with a putback by Aline. I almost thought that the foul was more on that first drive there on Thornton. But again, there's Stefan Mitchell hitting the boards yet again for the Eagles. 13th rebound on the afternoon.
He stays down low and does his business, but that's unfortunate there because that is on Naheem Aline, and that it will be his 4th personal foul, and he's a big-time shooter for the Hokies. Can't afford to lose him this late in the game.
2:22 left to go in the second half as Mitchell knocks down the first free throw. 69-70 now. Virginia Tech still leads. PJ Horn's going to come out here as he has 4 fouls. Jalen Cone going to check in for the Hokies. So the second one from the line for Mitchell. Mitchell's 5 of 6 from the line today. The second one is up, and it is good. Hits nothing but nylon. 2:22 left to play, and we have yet another tie ball game. Wabisa Beatty brings up the floor. 2:15 left to go. Hokies trying to make something here in this tie overtime game. Aline kicks over to Nolly. Nolly a pump fake back to Aline on the right wing. Aline gets it back to Nolly on the left wing. He tries from deep. It's good! Landers Nolly a deep 3-ball, and he gives a kiss to the fans. A great shot from Nolly. 3-pointers adds his total to 29, and Boston College is back the other way. Thornton driving to the rim, defended by Nolly, and Nolly holds his hands as he was straight up, but the foul called on him there back the other way. And that'll be his 2nd foul, and it will send Thornton to the line to try to cut into this Virginia Tech lead. How about Landers Nolly coming back after a tough couple stretch of games, coming back, having 29 here today, Andy?
Yeah, we haven't seen a quiet performance like this by Landers Nolly since the season opener down at Clemson, and he has played a big role today. Definitely have helped the Hokies out a ton when they've had their offensive miscues late in the first half.
So Thornton will get 2. He knocks down the first one, cuts the lead to 2, 73-71, 147 left to play. The second one is good as well. Virginia Tech leads at 73-72, and right here, you gotta preach patience for your Hokie offense if you're Mike Young, because you want them to take as many. The clock is your friend right now in this overtime period. 1:35 left to play in overtime.
That is definitely true. And for the Hokies, they've been able to take that patience and pay it off with getting some field goals. 2 3-pointers. Wouldn't mind putting another one up if it's going that well.
Nolly attacks the rim, kicks it to Beatty. Beatty finds Aline with 2 on the shot clock. It's up, no good. Rebound, Boston College. Jay Heath brings that one down. And Boston College is back the other way with 1:10 left to play. They look to be patient as well with their offense, know that they can get a shot if they want it. The kick to Rishwain there is almost bobbled out of bounds. The freshman almost lost it. Gets back to Thornton. Thornton kicks it to Mitchell. Mitchell the drive. The foul on Naheem Aline, and that will be 5 on Aline. His day will be done. And that's going to send Stephen Mitchell to the line with a chance to take the lead for the Boston College Eagles.
It's a tough loss for the Hokies and Naheem Ali. He definitely got this game going for Virginia Tech in the first half. But listen to this, Drew. We've played 4 minutes of overtime, and Boston College has not made a field goal yet. They are 6-6 from the line, and that is what you like to see from a coach. Is like your free throws are helping pay off, because if it isn't going on the field goal attempts, at least it's working on the free throw attempts, and it's the reason why the Eagles have been insane in this game, because if the Eagles are shooting 40% from the line right now, Hokies have a very sizable margin. But right now, they could be facing being behind the Eagles here in OT.
I'll send Stephen Mitchell to the line here. 1-point game. Virginia Tech's lead 73-72. 57.6 seconds left to go. Mitchell will get two. The first one is up, and it's short off the rim. You can just count that one up to nerves right there as the pressure free throw is up, and now the pressure is even higher to try to tie this ball game. 73-72, the second from the line from Mitchell. 6 of 8 today so far. It's good. Tie ball game yet again, 73-73. Nolly inbounds to Cone. 55 seconds left to play in overtime. Cone kicks it along the left wing to Couture. Couture, who checked in for a lean just a second ago, finds Nolly. Nolly back to Couture. Couture gets a screen from Beatty. He pulls up a three. No good. Rims in and out, and Boston College gets the rebound from the freshman Julian Rishwain, and they will be very, very patient here.
Yeah, 8-second difference between the shot clock and the play clock. Can't imagine them being too quick on the ball, but definitely want a good look at it. They won't shy away from it, but they're not going to really go be aggressive for it.
10 on the shot clock. Thornton looks to attack. He's got Beatty on him, gets it inside to Mitchell. That's where Boston College wants it. Mitchell goes up on Nolly, throws it up and in with 11.6 to go. No timeout from Mike Young just yet. Beatty's going to push it ahead. 7 on the clock. Finds Nolly. Nolly a three from way deep downtown. Rebound Boston College. Stephen Mitchell pulls down his 15th rebound of the game. None bigger than that one, Andy.
I mean, Stephen Mitchell down low making that power move on Landers Nolly. That was the matchup we wanted to see. That was Boston College's best player today against Virginia Tech's best player, and Mitchell took that advantage. He was able to get the basket to go. Tech rushes down the court here, and Landers Nolly puts up a three-pointer that I think that almost every fan in this building would, and everyone on that bench would definitely take back. Definitely think it was a little bit too rushed. They could have used more with it. Mike Young had that timeout, so they're going to bring up questions now. Why did he not call that timeout? But, you know, at the end of the day, it's the guy who has 29 points for you, the guy that's shooting over 50% of the field. So it's a good player shooting the basketball. I just think they could have found a better look, and that's going to be what's left on the board. Still have time, though. 2 seconds left. It will be nothing short of a Hail Mary or a miracle shot for the Hokies, but I think the Eagles have definitely won this game based on their free throw shooting here in the overtime period.
Yeah, Andy, it seemed almost if Nolly kind of settled with that. As 2 seconds here left on the game clock, and before that foul happened, and when Mitchell brought down that 15th rebound, there was about 5 seconds left. So maybe a little bit of a force, and like you said, a rush of a shot there. Mike Young waiting to take the timeout till now. Mitchell's going to head to the free throw line, shooting 7 of 9 on the day. And what a day for Stephon Mitchell. 19 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Just an all-around performance right there from Mitchell.
Yeah,
the junior really just playing great today for Boston College.
It was a dynamic duo of Jay Heath and Stephon Mitchell in this game. Mitchell doing more with, of course, the boards with 15 compared to Heath's 4, but assist-wise, Mitchell with 6, Heath with 4 points in this game. 19 for Mitchell, 18 for Heath. These two players, they did it to them last time, and they're doing it again to them today once again.
Yeah, and it just comes down to that size mismatch that we talked about in the pregame, Andy. Really, really tough for Virginia Tech to go against a guy that's the size of Stephon Mitchell, and he's only 6'8", but that frame that he has is so much bigger than it looks like, and it's so much harder to box out on the offensive glass as well. We talked about early in the pregame that Virginia Tech needed to rebound as a unit today, and it just hasn't worked out that way for the Hokies. They are leading in the rebound category 33-32, but not getting the rebounds that they needed down the stretch.
Yeah, you know, Mitchell is like a modern-day big man in my opinion. He can destroy you down low, but he also has that deep threat, and we saw that on that 4-point play earlier in this game.
So Mitchell heads to the line. He will get two here. Boston College leads 75-73. The first one is up and is good. That one is the important one right there to extend the lead to 3 for Boston College. Now this one could almost put the game out of reach if he knocks down this one. 2 seconds left on the game clock. 76-73. Stephon Mitchell at the line. It is good as it rattles off the rim and the backboard with 2 seconds left to play in this overtime period. The Hokies are going to look to try to chuck up a miracle shot here and get fouled. Boston College won't even go near Nolly. He chucks it up. It's no good. And that will wrap it up as Boston College comes into Blacksburg and gets a big-time ACC road game win in overtime. 77-73. Boston College wins it here.
I just have to say my final thoughts of this game is that Boston College did it again. You know, it didn't come in the second half, but it came in that first half. When they were down by 12, a lot of people might have been starting to rhythm them off. This Hokies team, they said to themselves, you know, we lost against the Eagles back up in Massachusetts. We got to come in this game. We got to get this win. Eagles stayed in there, Drew. Absolutely. Eagles did it for behind the arc early on in the game. They didn't end that well behind the arc. They ended up going 11 of 29. At one point, they were 9 of 19. So they definitely hit the brakes on that one.
Absolutely, Andy. Absolutely, my man.
You know, you're just left questioning to this point now as you're saying to yourself, who's going to be that second guy up for the Hokies? Tyrese Radford's been playing phenomenal lately. He had 10 today, so still a good performance, but not quite the performance that you've had in the past. And then, you know, this team is young. Everyone says that about this team. They're young. They got to gain some experience, and right now it's a bad season turned worse for the Hokies.
Yes, a lot of growing pains seeming to happen here for the Hokies, but not a lot of things going their way. Listen to this stat here, Andy. 26 attempts from the line for Boston College, only 11 for the Hokies. That's got to be tough on Mike Young as he's heading back to the locker room right now, because that just says that Virginia Tech wasn't looking to attack like they were early in that first half, but really seemed to not do so much as in the second half. And that's a tough thing to look at when you're looking at the statistical rundown after this one. Also going into it, Boston College shot 43%, Virginia Tech shot 43%. From three-point range, Boston College shot 38%, Virginia Tech only 30%. So those numbers are going to stick out in your head in a very evenly matched game. Boston College outshot Virginia Tech at the free throw line and at the three-point line, and that's what ended up being the difference in this one.
And it's not only that with Boston College is shooting from behind the arc and then shooting at the free throw line, but even Tech won the battle that we all thought they were going to lose, points in the paint. They won 34-22, but they still could not stop Boston College's three-point shooting. So the question is, where do you have to play defense now? Because you can obviously win these matchups with the paint, but whenever they get them in the paint, you can't beat them outside. So it's just this team is just, you know, they're missing maybe one or two of those centerpieces. You know, you can expect more players to step up, but this is going to be a tough one for them. This is definitely going to be one that they're going to want to forget. I mean, the one up in Massachusetts was rough. The one down in Coral Gables was rough. The one in Atlanta this week was difficult. But this one on your home court, you know, you think that you're going to come out here and do better with it, but just not able to pay off. And, you know, Virginia Tech, they're looking down the stretch now. You're looking at some big matchups. You got 2 more home games against Pittsburgh and Miami, and then you hit a difficult road of at Duke, home against UVA, and then at Louisville. So, you know, try to build up some more momentum in the next 2 games to go on that difficult ACC stretch. But for Boston College, I mean, I'm making it sound like that they stole one, but they played phenomenal. What a game, what a performance. This is a team that went down to North Carolina with Cole Anthony and got that victory. And, you know, now they're kind of like hitting their stride a little bit here. Maybe 6-7 isn't that bad in the ACC this year. You know, maybe get a bye in the ACC tournament. I don't think Boston College has had one of those in a long time. So they're definitely working towards better days, and it's definitely awesome to see the kind of team that Jim Kirsten has going on here. Boston College used to be a team that in the ACC that, you know, you'd be like, okay, it's easy win, but now Boston College are coming into opponents' venues and getting these victories. And Boston College getting another victory over the Virginia Tech Hokies and getting the season sweep.
So again, our final score in overtime, Boston College wins 77-73 over the Virginia Tech Hokies. Virginia Tech drops to 14-10, 5-8 in the ACC, and continues their losing streak here in this latter half of the season. Boston College improves to 12-12 and 6-7 in the ACC. For Drew Roberson, alongside my broadcast partner Andy Loce, this is 3304 Sports coverage of Virginia Tech basketball. Thank you for tuning in to us today. Another tough loss for the Hokies. 77-73, Boston College leaves Blacksburg with a win.